नेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते तमाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी नामिने। नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधार श्रीवास आदि घोर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So I would like to offer my humble obeisances. I pray to the divine lotus feet of my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, our very elevated Guru Parampara, and seeking their blessings, all the residents of Vrindavan and the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, seeking your blessings. So, and also the presiding deity Sri Radha Nila Madhava, Sri Radha Giridhari, Giri Govardhan, Nitai Chaitanya Chandra and Nita Gaur Chandra, to bestow their kind mercy upon me so I can utter some words that may enlighten all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So today my topic is to give some practical tips how we can deeply absorb in chanting the holy name. Even though I am totally unqualified, but something that I have realized in my life, I don't want to be miserly person, but I would like to share with you all. Something has helped me. So nectar of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And it says, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, guidance to chant, how to chant the Mahamantra attentively, quality chanting, and then at the end we will be also reading some reflections from our present acharyas. So that's my presentation will include those four aspects. Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, very briefly we can dwell on the benefit. Unless and until we know the benefit of chanting Hare Krishna, we won't be inspired to chant the holy name. There is some echo. Can you reduce little echo? Yeah, so we will go. Benefits of chanting. It cleans the mirror of the heart. The forest fire for the material life extinguishes. White lotus of good fortune spread. Reveal our real identity. We receive the transcendental knowledge which help us to become detached from the material contamination. Release in the heart ever increasing bliss, not over increasing, but ever increasing bliss. Increase the taste for chanting, which is pure and nectar, and ultimately satisfy once completely and saturate the soul with the rich nectars of Krishna service. So these are the benefit of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Once we know the benefit, we may increase our lolium or the eagerness to chant the holy name, to derive all this benefit. And this has been given by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wrote only 8 verses, and this is the first verse. In the first verse, it's derive all this benefit by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada on chanting the Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada in the sense of self-realization. Prabhupada mentioned that chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord and His energy to give protections to the conditioned soul. This chanting is exactly like the genuine cry of a child for its mother's presence. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the Lord's Father's grace, and the Lord reveals Himself to the devotees who chant this mantra very sincerely and attentively. As Maharaj was saying in the morning session, that it should not become a mechanical process. Chanting is non-different than offering the feeling from our heart when we chant the holy name. It should not become a ritual. Neither we should rush our chanting to finish the fixed number of rounds. We should take ample time to absorb in the holy name. Not as a ritual that I have to finish 16 rounds and we keep on looking at the watch, what is the next I have to do? And then we try to rush it up to finish our chanting. That chanting will never arouse any love of Krishna in our heart. So why we want to waste the time? And it was a very profound one sentence when I was reading the book. Our Acharya says that if you really dwell on it, in attentive round, take exactly the same amount of time as an attentive round. Actually, the attentive round may take little less time because you are attentive. Thank you very much. So, we have to have patience and specify time. You know, when you sit to chant the holy name, you should make a sankalpa that I'm going to chant for 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, whatever the time may be. And so Krishna, that you are my prime goal in my life and never deviated from it. Any emergency or anything come, Krishna will take care of it. Like when I go to India, we start at 2 o'clock in the morning every day, 2 to 8 a.m. on our Zoom call. So when I travel, when I go to India, it's like at 12:30 p.m. in India. And with the question and answer, sometime it goes up to 9 o'clock. But I never change it. I tell my relatives they can visit in the morning, 12:30 to 9 p.m. is for chanting the holy name. So we must show Krishna our eagerness that no, all this material world, the circumstances is going to keep on changing. There is not a time will come in our life that you feel, really now I have no other pressure, I can really meditate on chanting the holy name. Those days will never come. And that's why our Acharya has given us the practice that do not worry about the external circumstances of our life. When we surrender nicely, Krishna take care of much better than we can take care of our affairs. He can manage our house affair 1,000,000 times better than what we can do ourselves. But we need to have little faith in Krishna. A purifying sound, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is a very transcendental. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is made of nothing but the Krishna's name and Radharani name. And when we hear his names, we become connected with him and our consciousness become purified. All these misrepresentations, the misgivings that we have been carried over for many, many lives, it can be destroyed. The word mantra is made up of 2 syllables. Man means mind, and tra means to deliver the mind. And we have seen in the life of a devotees, the main problem we face is how to control the mind when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the main obstacle that all of us is facing while we chant the holy name. So I will cover at the end how we can control our mind. So mantra is sound that deliver your mind from the miseries of life. Mantra is made of Krishna's own unique primary names. So we can call it the Mahamantra. And we should always meditate on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when we chant even the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none different than the Radha and Krishna. And without pleasing the Radharani, what is the hope we have to satisfy Krishna? So these are some of the tips that has helped me in my devotional practice. And knowing that different levels of devotees is joining, all of us at a different level in the journey of chanting. So I have prepared this presentation that everybody can ride on this thing. Chanting Mahamantra guideline. Before we start chanting, we should offer our obeisances to our spiritual master, previous acharyas, and to those persons who have helped us in our practice. We must show our gratitude to those persons who has helped us to create the real feeling in our heart. Humility must come in our heart. Prepare the heart with feeling of our insignificant positions. As Govinda Das says, our life is temporary. Life compared to the drop of water on the leaf of a lotus petals. Even a small wind can shake the drop of water. That's our life. Who can say that the breakfast that we eat today may be the last meal for us? We never know. We may say when somebody died, oh, he was 70 years. But we forget that example when the son died, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Our life is very temporary, and there is no security when our end of life will come. So offering obeisances, and that's the reason I practically offer my humble obeisances to the devotees, is extremely important. It will create the humility in our heart. It will remind us our real positions, that how fallen we are in this material world. The pride kills our devotion. Our Acharya, grade 6, one of the 6 Goswami, the leader, the Sanatan Goswami, he used to offer every single day 1,000 obeisances to the deities and 2,000 obeisances to the devotees. Every single day, when he was very, very old, still he used to do the Govardhan Parikrama. The Parikrama we do nowadays is only 22 kilometers long, but there is also an external Parikrama which is 34 kilometers long. And Sanatan Goswami used to walk every day, barefooted, 34 kilometers. And every person he met during the Parikrama, he will offer his obeisances. So our acharyas, they don't need to show that. They are completely transcendental personality. But they take this austerity to set an example so we can follow in the footsteps and purify our existence. So this is also very nice. This is the prostitute, Pingla. Even though she is a prostitute, she is making a wonderful prayer. This is something that can prepare our heart before we chant the holy name. So what she is saying? That I am such a fool that I have given up the service of that person who being eternally situated within my heart. How many times during the day we remember that Krishna is witnessing our activities or he is sitting in our heart, even though he is most closer than anybody in our existence. Even our life partner is still in the another body. But Krishna is so kind. He is staying within our heart, the closest person that we can ever find. So she is saying that actually most dear to me, that most dear one is the Lord of the universe. He bestows real love and happiness and is the source of all prosperity. Although he is within my own heart, I have completely neglected him. Instead, I have ignorantly served insignificant man who can never satisfy my real distress and who have simply brought me unhappiness. Fear anxiety, lamentation, and illusion. This is a wonderful meditation that even the prostitute Pingla is saying in Srimad Bhagavatam. If somebody wants to go in detail, 11 Canto, chapter 8, text number 11. Also, Burijan Prabhu has written the Japa book, in which Burijan Prabhu mentioned that chant one mantra at a time. Don't stay in the present, the mantra that you are chanting. Don't think that how bad you have chanted or how good the previous mantra you chanted, or never dwell that how good you will be chanting the next mantra. Stay at the present time. Whatever is gone past, you can't change it. You cannot foresee what the future is going to bring. So always remain present. The mantra that you are chanting, just remain present. And when we chant Hare Krishna or Hare Ram, Radha and Krishna are united. And we chant Hare Hare or Krishna Krishna or Ram, Radha and Krishna are in separation. So when we chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there is always a union and separation. Union and separation. We have seen in our life also, we come together as a husband and wife, like our Acharya says, that it's a floating wooden log. By chance, we come together. We will flow for certain time together, and the time will come that we will get separated. There is not a single couple we will find in this existence that both live together up to the end of the life. We have to help each other. Husband and wife has to help each other, because one person is going to live earlier than the second one. And the second one has to be so much trained that they will survive in our absence. This is the greatest responsibility as a husband and wife. We should help each other. So when we have the union and separation, this will also tune our heart to see those feelings in our heart. Stay in the present. We should be very attentive. Break down 8 parts so we can hear it nicely. When you chant in a pair, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When you chant in the speed, maybe other person who is listening our chanting may not recognize that we are chanting in the pair. But within our own mind, we should always chant in a pair. Also, early morning is the most beneficial time to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. My Guru Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, used to tell me, Syamasundara, 75% of our devotional practice depend on what time we go to the bed. And most of us, my humble request, that after the ideal time to go to the bed is 7:30 p.m. Start with at least 8 p.m. And for first 15 days, write down what exactly are you doing after 8 p.m. to the time you go to the bed. Make a diary. And after 15 days, you dwell on it. What exact activity are you performing? And see that is something that we are doing productive. And most of the time, 80% you will find, hardly, if you are going at bed at 10:30 in 2.5 hours, maybe you may be performing maximum 1 hour of productive work. Rest of the time, we are wasting the time. That productive time, 1 hour of the time, if you go to the bed early by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I can guarantee, because your mind is fresh, your body is fresh, same task that took 1 hour at night, you will be able to finish in 20 minutes. So have the habit. Help the children also, so they can also become very, very peaceful and the life will change. This is very essential. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur instructs us that we should bang shoes 100 times before we go to the bed. Remind us, our job, our real happiness in our life is to connect with Krishna in the morning. Remind the mind. Bang 100 times shoes. And then when you wake up in the morning, hit the broomstick 100 times. that this is the time. I don't want to waste the time. I want to spend with the divine couple. And when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with the attention, Radha and Krishna is right in front of us. So morning time is the best to chant. If we have seen it, even we try to concentrate our mind, it's difficult. The mind goes everywhere in the morning. What to speak when the mood of passion and ignorance prevent in the afternoon and the evening. There is no way we can chant the holy name, that attentive round, other part of the day. And we have seen in the life of Krishna that he also used to get up. Just not that he need to get up early, but just to show us the example. He was not getting up with the Brahmahurta, only 1 hour and 1.5 hours early the sunrise. He used to get up every single day in Dwarka, 3 hours before the sunrise, to show us the way that if he wants to perfect our life, this is required. Morning time is the best time to chant attentive round, where there is no anxiety, no other thoughts. Atmosphere is very peaceful, no distraction. Like Maharaj says, don't keep anything that can distract you. Don't keep the cell phone or anything. I request you, you go to your home tonight and walk on your backyard at 9 p.m. and feel the feeling that you can get at 9 p.m. in your backyard. And then tomorrow morning you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just do one day practice for me. And see the same backyard. Everything is same, but you will feel a very transcendental atmosphere, very soothing. You will see nice breeze, very peaceful. You will not see any siren of the policeman or the ambulance or anything. So perfect time. That utilize for chanting the holy name. We can't utilize the important time in the morning. What chances do we have to chant the attentive round in the evening, when the mode of passion or the powerful ignorance is prevailing? Mind tendency is always giving us the options when we chant. Particularly, when we are sitting, maybe mind will be quiet. But my experience is that as soon as you pick up your japa bag, the mind will tell you, oh, you have to do this today. As Rita Swami Maharaj one time, he said, while I was chanting at 4:30 in the morning, the thought came, I have to change my muffler in my car. Now all the shop is closed until 9 o'clock. Why you are thinking to change the muffler at 4:30? But this is the tendency of our mind. Mind will give you all these things to distract. And I was reading the book, Shivaram Maharaj and the Bhakti Vigyan Goswami Maharaj make a wonderful point, that as long as we will stay in the conditioned state of our mind, which means when we have not purified our heart by chanting attentive Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there is no way that we will be able to attain the love of God. And we will regret when we have to leave this world. Then, chanting is attentively. Chant the Mahamantra with your tongue. Pronounce it nicely. Like if you want to establish a relations with someone, you will speak so pleasing words. You will be so attentive what you are speaking to the other person, because you want to establish the relationship. You are always attentive. That I don't want to speak any words that can harm our relationship. So when you want to establish the relations with Krishna, we should be chanting with so sweet voice to please them. The goal of our life to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not for our benefit. Our benefit ultimately is there but to give pleasure to the divine couple. And how do we come pleased? If some guests come in your house and you sit with them, receive them, okay. Once they sit, and then you go in your bedroom and leave the guest over there, do you think the guest will be happy? Within few minutes, if you don't come back and attend to them, they will walk away from your house. So same thing happened to us when we chant the holy name. When we start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Radha and Krishna appeared in front of us. When we become distracted, Krishna sees that we have other attentions than them, then they won't stay there. And this is our biggest problem. So when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we should know for whom we are chanting, who is listening our chanting. And as long as we pronounce each syllable properly, and we have to hear it also. And Gaur Kishoredas Goswami Maharaj has given a profound instructions that pretend that you don't know the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You keep the written format of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, simply read and hear each syllable nicely. When you hear it, the transcendental sound vibration will go in the inner core of our heart and it will dance nicely. And you will feel unlimited bliss when you chant. That bliss you will never achieve in this material world, no matter what we gain. So we need to have the experience to deepen our practice. As I say, the chanting is non-different, but offering our heart with nice feeling. Also, it advised that we should chant with the advanced devotee. Why? Because when one hears a pure devotee chant, it allows one to enter into the space of the advanced devotee where his space is his chanting. And then we can ride with them. And then we can take the advantage, like Maharaj was saying, that tomorrow is a 64 round day. All this comes why? It gives us solace that if we want to do something, we will be able to do. Like tomorrow, you will see most of the devotees will chant 64 rounds, which will take minimum 8 hours. So when the big festival comes, Janmashtami comes, our Acharya's appearance and disappearance come, Ekadashi come, we should take a vow that I want to chant extra round on that day. And once you make determination, remain fixed and exhibit. That will attract the mind of Krishna. Treat the holy name Hare Krishna Mahamantra as the Radha and Krishna deity in the form of the sound. And when you chant the Mahamantra, it is the same as taking darshan of the deities. In this way, bow down to the holy name as you would do to the deities, as Krishna is 100% present in his holy names. There is no difference. Just give your heart to the holy name and Krishna will reciprocate. Fall in love with the holy name because that connection, that relationship is so sublime that one you will taste in your life, you never want to do anything else. You will say, how blissful time that I have when I chant the holy name. Why I want to engage in other activities, which is nothing but painful. So when one mantra chanted inattentive, like I have this formula, we are living on the earthly planet, 14 planetary systems in one universe. There are billions of universes. Then there is a Vaikuntha planet. Then you will see Mathura, Dwarka, Vrindavan. It's far, far journey. And our soul travels through all these planetary systems when our soul will leave this body. If we have any attractions for anything other than the Krishna, we will get stuck on that planet. So we have to make sure that our goal is to reach to the Goloka Vrindavan, no other places. So I meditate that I always visualize that I have a ladder that I'm trying to climb from this earthly planet to the Goloka Vrindavan. There are millions and millions of steps I will have to climb. I keep it in mind that if I chant one mantra nicely, I see that I'm going next step. If I chant another mantra attentively, I'm climbing on next step. If even one mantra that you become unattentive, like when you chant, record your chanting. Every week I practice myself. I record my chanting. I send it to different devotees for the critique. Because when you hear it, even though you are not pronouncing properly, you will never be able to catch that mistake. Other person will assist you. Do this practice and you will see. Sometime we will chant. In the beginning we will be so far out pronouns. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When we become sleepy, how the chanting goes? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Like this. You record yourself and you will see. We have to be attentive. So when you feel that you have not chanted, then think that I'll have to start the journey from the step 1. Then you will realize how we will reach that goal. If we are not going to become attentive, it's impossible to reach the task. So it says very nicely that pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the heart of the living being. It is not something that we have to gain from the other source or from the outside. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, the living entity naturally awakens to their identification. And this is the benefit, that we should know our eternal identification, who we are in relations to Krishna. Every one of us has the relations with Radha and Krishna. And it says that even if we perfect the first verse of Chaitanya Sistastika, it says that we should know our identification, who we really are in relations to Radha and Krishna. It is possible. The quantified spiritual development. This is also very important. So before going to the bed each night, we should consider our spiritual development. We should ask, has my faith increased today? Has my knowledge and service to Krishna has increased? As an example, in material life, a businessman always calculates gain and losses daily before he closes the shop or the business. That can help to plan and improve the next day. We can utilize all these things, what we do in material life, for our spiritual upliftment. So similarly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to say that every night, not just one night, every night, we should calculate whether our bhakti has increased, whether it is remained the same, or whether it has decreased. And he said we should do it daily practice. It is essential for a disciple to calculate the growth of Krishna service in spite of when initiation took place, maybe 3 years, 4 years, 12, 24, 30 years ago. One need to quantify sadhana bhajan the same as when the first joined. I always recommend that devotee who take initiation, that whole that day, from midnight to the night when you go to the sleep, make a note, what are the emotions was churning in your heart when you really decided to surrender to your Guru. It's a very pleasing experience. How enthusiastic we were at the day, that now my Guru Maharaj has given me the mercy, my life will become successful. Where is that enthusiasm after 10 years? Tamal Krishna Maharaj says, Prabhupada, when he left this world in 1977, it took only 5 years. The 10,000 disciples, it reduced to less than 1,000. So don't think that the Maya Devi will not grab us. And we see from the example of Srila Prabhupada that when he used to take the darshan, even though he was a pure, exalted Vaishnava, he was praying always to the deity that please protect me from the influence of the external energy of Krishna Maya Devi. So what to speak of us? We are very, very shaky. And if we don't realize, we have to realize that. So we sincerely consider such point, and the progress will come very easily. If we have not made much progress from the time of joining the mission, if we have a taste for still the sense enjoyment, and if we are simultaneously taking a satsanga along with the satsanga. You know, when we associate with the devotee, we feel inspired. But what do the rest of the time we do? We have to analyze. Every association, it says that, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, anything that you hear, anything that you see, anything that touches, no matter what we say, it creates the attachment. And I give you one simple example. We visited with my Guru Maharaj to Fiji Island in 1999. There was no TV at that time. But first news may have come that there is a device is coming up, that even the 10,000 mile away the person is speaking, you will be able to see him. That instruction stuck in our mind. Because when the TV come first time, it may be too expensive, we didn't bought it. But when it's become available, that we can afford to buy the TV, we got it. So we have to be careful what we see, what we hear, what we speak, what we touch in our life. Because everything has the effect on our consciousness. So if we have taste for the sense enjoyment, and if we are simultaneously taking a satsanga, along with the satsanga, this is the result of some offense. And we know then that our bhakti is decreasing. It's not increasing. When we first came to our Gurudev, we were so enthusiastic. Similarly, with good association, we will maintain our enthusiasm. We need the good company who have the enthusiasm. They are so strong that no matter what happens, they will be performing their activity. Associate with those people. Or think about those our acharyas who have exhibited in their life, like Haridas Thakur, our Namacharya. He was beaten in the marketplace 24 times. Does it stop him chanting? No. 24 hours a day he was chanting. So it says that if we do not have enthusiasm, it is due to the bad association, as I say, what you hear, what you see, what you touch, what you speak. And anarthas will engraved in our devotional life. An attempt must be made to correct the situation. When we make a mistake in our life, we don't keep on repeating the same mistake. We always become attentive that, hey, this is not good for my life. So similarly, we have to be attentive. This is very, very, very nice, the next paragraph that I'm going to read. Just dwell on it. Close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. I'm going to read. You listen. You don't have to read it. A boy cannot remain in the same class for 20 years. And if he does so, it means that he is not really in the class. He is not studying, but rather playing soccer, cricket, or other games and taking bad association. He is not actually been in the school. We need to calculate our progress. Otherwise, we will be also not in the school despite we are in the school. Open your eyes. Thank you. Other thing is important is not the service that you do, but what is the intentions behind your service. That is more important. So the two wrestlers of Kansa, we see in Krishna book, Chanura and Mustika, they were giving the pleasure to Krishna in the mellow taste of chivalry, because Krishna loved to wrestle. But their wrestling with him was not bhakti, because they wanted to kill Krishna. Their mood and intentions were unfavorable, not favorable for his pleasure. Yet, even when Yashoda Mai pulled Krishna's ear to chastise him when he made mistakes, her action was bhakti. Why? Because Krishna may have cried and wept, but her action was bhakti, because it was done with a motive to please Krishna. So when we do any service to Vaishnavas or to the deities, we should keep the intentions why we are doing such thing. If we are not focused for the intentions, our magnitude of concentration will not be there. Our ultimate purpose is to please those personality by rendering service. But if you are not attentive, we are not rendering the service. So here is very nice in Manaha Siksha that we have started reading at 3:30 in the morning in our Zoom call. This is a profound verse. We should really meditate what Raghunath Das Goswami has given, that it is very difficult to control the mind. And Raghunath Das Goswami has given us the process by which we can control the mind. In the first, there are only 11 verses Raghunath Das Goswami has given. The first verse speaks for itself. Always abandon pride and develop great and unparalleled attachment to our spiritual master. Pasturing ground of Braj, we need to become totally attached to the Brajadham. We have to become attached to the cowherd folk that reside in Braj. We have to become attached to the devotees who reside in the Braj. And matter of fact, all the devotees living in the world, we have to become attached. We have to become attached to the Brahmanas. We have to become to the mantra that we receive from our Guru Maharaj and the holy name. We have to become attached. The shelter of the ever youthful divine couple of Braj. This should be our meditations. Then and then our mind will be conquered. Otherwise, any mechanical process to control the mind will not work. So Raghunath Das Goswami has given us a wonderful Manaha Siksha verses. It's so pleasing. And it says that we have to live. If we cannot live physically, at least mentally we should live in Braj. Associate with those persons who lives in Braj. Witness their activity, what the activity performed by the Brajavasi every single day, how they meditate, how they remember Krishna throughout the day. As we read the different pastimes, we see that before the gopis and the gopas wants to meet with Krishna, they will think, today what we are going to do, how Krishna will relate to us, where he is going to take us, what we will do at the lunch time. We will be sharing our food with each other. All this, before the activity took place, they meditate on it. And while they are performing the activity, taking the prasadam together, Krishna will steal the plate from other gopas. Gopas will ask for the Krishna's plate, exchange. They will release those. And then after the incident is over, when they go back to the Vrindavan village, what they do? They will repeat the same thing whoever they met. That today was fabulous day in our life. It was most beautiful because we were able to do this activity with Krishna. Constantly until they go to the night, they remember those pastimes. So this is how we should capture our mind. Also in the... Is my phone is over there? No. I have something very... As it said on the first, on the verse, it says that pride, Krishna never liked it. And we have seen in the Rasa Lila that all the gopis, Krishna expanded. Whatever number of gopis were Krishna transformed, expanded. So each gopi was feeling that Krishna is dancing with me. But when the pride appeared in the mind of the gopis that, oh, Krishna is only dancing with me, that pride, Krishna cannot accept it. What happened? Krishna left that rasa dance and all the gopis fell looking for Krishna. So pride in our life, we should destroy it completely. We should not take any praise or anything in our life. Whatever we may have done good, but it's because of our Guru and Krishna, who we are to perform good act. We have no qualification. But it is our tendency, somebody give good class, he feel, oh, I give a wonderful class. Somebody can take the pride, I can dress deity so wonderfully, I can cook nicely. All this is an impediment to advance in spiritual life. I'm going to read something, how we can get rid of this pride in our life. Our Acharya has given, Krishna has made this Leela in Vrindavan. Particular Leela, these demons or materialistic engage with Krishna fall under the heading of pride. These are the example. And Krishna exhibited to teach us the lessons. Stay away from pride. Who you think that you are? We are very tiny particle. Small wind can destroy our plan in a minute. I have the one friend who helped me to build this temple and all the infrastructure in Houston. His brother is a doctor, medical doctor. It's not that he was visiting some unknown places. He was in his own home. Very healthy, no diseases. He was coming down from the second floor. He slept one step, fall down, hit his head, has a brain hemorrhage, live on the spot. His wife was standing there, so she tried to catch him. She broke her arm. So the ambulance take her in the hospital where her husband's body was lying. This whole incident happened in 15 seconds. So anything happened to us in the life, don't take it for granted that I'm going to have a retirement. There was one also example I see in my eyes. One devotee, he keep on working until to get the full retirement until age 66. And finally, he thought that I will enjoy my retirement with full social security benefit. You know what happened to him? At night, he had some kind of a disease or something or pain. So he just went in the kitchen drawer to get his medicines. And because he was unstable, some disease was there. He fell down on the back, he hit his head on the granite countertop in the kitchen. He became unconscious for 2.5 years. So never ever think that we will be able to take advantage when we will retire even. There is no security in this world. Give up those ideas. So the pride, from our limited perception, reading this Leela may not have much deeper value than hearing any other pastime. But a deep insight is illuminated by the direction we read from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And thus, we can understand that while reading these stories, we should be very open and pray to Krishna that we become free from the illusion of pride, which comes due to the scholarship, aristocracy, and so many something good qualities. So Raghunath Das Goswami says that throw out the pride, but how we will throw it out? Bhaktivinoda Thakur recommends that we read all of these 7 pastimes, reading to the pride, if you want to become free from the pride. So I'm going to just very quickly read those. First demon that Krishna killed was Saktasur, card demon, personified pride, which arose from residual bad habit from the previous life. Second was Trunavrata demon, exemplified pride from scholarship. Yamala Arjuna epitomized pride due to aristocracy or high birth. Kalyanag, we see that wonderful pastime, represented pride, which arises due to crookedness or a devious mentality. The sacrificial brahmanas, the Vedic brahmanas or the Yagnik brahmanas, personified pride due to the position in Varnashrama dharma. Aristasur showed pride which arises due to practicing false religious principles. And the Kesi demon that Krishna killed represent the pride which arises from being materially situated in spiritual life. So these are, Krishna has killed this. So we must be very careful not to become proud of anything in our life, because we cannot hold on. It says that when Krishna wants to take away something, even if you have 1,000 hands, you won't be able to hold it. And when Krishna wants to give you something, you won't be able to hold with the two hands. So we should understand our real positions. So we will dwell a little bit on the quality japa. As wonderful Ramapad Swami Maharaj has been dwell on these verses. Manaha samharam socham, maunam mantra artha chintanam, avyagratvam anirvedo, japa sampati hetavaha. So in order to perfect one's chanting of japa, one needs to cultivate the following 6 qualities. Control the mind. Raghunath Das Goswami has given 11 verses, excellent, in Manaha Siksha. Internal and external purity, silence, meditate on the meaning of the mantra, patient, steadfastness, showing eagerness to chant, no rush to finish your round, and never lose hope when you chant the holy name. But the main one, Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, was listening his class, he made a profound impression on my mind. He said, what is Saucham? Is not internal or external cleanliness. Real Saucham is that you can be able to control your mind. That's real purity. And we should measure it. If you are not able to control our mind, we know that a lot of dirt is sitting in our heart. We have a hard work to do to cleanse it. This is a wonderful barometer Raghunath Das Goswami has given. And what is really maunam? Real maunam is that we should not speak or engage in anything which has no relations with Krishna. That is real maunam, not just to keep your mouth shut and don't say anything. Real maunam is to control your urges of speak. Raghunath, Rupa Goswami has given in the Nectar of Instructions, first verse, how to control our senses, urges of the mind and demand of the anger. These are essential. And in Anavruti explanation, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says, unless and until we will be able to control our senses, what is the hope that Maya Devi will not touch us? Maya Devi will grab us very easily. So the real maunam, if we will really practice the maunam, what will happen? You will be able to concentrate the meaning of the mantra. If you cannot control the meaning on the mantra when you chant, that means that you are not following the principle of maunam. Very far out. So I'll give you the next slide, which will, I break it down for my understanding. Manaha samharam is controlling mind. Where the mind goes, kama, krodh, lobh, mad, moha, matsarya and alasya. Desire, lust, anger, greed, ego, attachment, envy and laziness. If one of the things is playing an important role in your life, you know for sure that you won't be able to control your mind. Shocham, purity internal and external, maunam, observing silence, man artha chintanam, contemplating on the meaning of the mantra. And then last 2 instructions is avyagratam, exhibiting peacefulness, single pointed focus. If you want to really remain focused, you need to be peaceful in your life. If you are not peaceful, and that's the reason in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving the peaceful formula. How to remain peaceful despite all this entanglement in the material world. It's gonna be happening. And as the day progresses in the age of Kali, those disturbances will keep on increasing even more. Like yesterday we saw that somebody hacked their computers and all the flights were cancelled. All that Prabhupada says, that any advancement, scientifically make advancement, it won't solve the original problem, but it will increase the problem. There is no way, scientific way, can solve our problem until we take shelter out of our wisdom, of our scripture and out of our Acharya has given. And what is the Anirvedo? Anirvedo is showing eagerness to chant. How much eager we are to wake up early in the morning? We should ask ourselves, is there some lolium is there within me that no matter what will happen throughout the day, I will be get up at certain time. So when one practice about 6 interactions from Hari Bhakti Vilas, chanting will become very blissful and wonderful experience of the holy name. So if we are not tasting those results, there is something wrong in our practice. We cannot blame the practice. So finally is chanting with taste. Unless we have a taste, it's mechanical. And how we will say that I have a taste of chanting? It must increase. If you are chanting 2 hours a day, after 3 months it should be 3 hours, or after 6 months or a year. It should be 4 hours after a couple of years, 5 hours after that. And if you are not increasing, that means you have no taste. Simple, our Acharya says. So Arjuna is called Gudakes, the conqueror of the slave. Very, very essential. Eating, mating, sleeping and defending. These are the 4 things is captivated us in the material world. We should control our sleep. We should control our food, what we intake. Not that anything come on our way, we keep on eating it. It has the effect. What you eat, who you are. So we have to be very, very mindful about our activity. So it says that because even in his sleep, Arjuna used to able to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. He always has the holy name on his mind and on his tongue. And this happens when Krishna bestow the blessings, pure Krishna consciousness. This is, Rupa Goswami has given us the 64 angas of devotional practice. But the prominent principle is what? Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And our Acharya clearly has mentioned that situation will arise is when you constantly, 24 hours, you chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Otherwise it's difficult. And then this is a wonderful prayer that Bhakti Vinod Thakur has given us, how to create the humility. You know, if you hear it, Radhanath Swami Maharaj class also, he always say, the where the tranoda pisunichana tururapi sahisnuna amadina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. We should feel lower than the blade of grass, tolerant than a tree. Give all the respect to all the living being without expecting any respect. In that state of mind, we will be able to chant the holy name nicely. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur has given wonderful prayer. I think I will open up on my phone so I can read it. Let me see where I have stored it. Yeah, I'm just going to read the translation for this. This is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He is teaching us how to maintain the humility. If you desire to engage in chanting Krishna's names and glories, then do everything you can to gain the qualifications necessary to do so. You should give up all false pride and always consider yourself to be insignificant, without possessions, and lower and more humble than a blade of grass. Practice the virtue of tolerance by emulating the trees. Give up all vindictiveness and look after other creatures. Do not give distress to any other living being in order to maintain your body. Forget your own selfish concern by serving others. And then it continues that even if you possess all good qualities, do not try to profit from them by seeking prestige. Keep your heart simple. Know that all living beings carry Krishna in their heart, so you should offer them respect, under all circumstances. Even though they may have not good feeling toward you, you offer respect through your mind. Cultivate the 4 qualities of humility, tolerance, compassion, and respect for others, and indifference to worldly honors, and chant the holy name. Bhakti Vinod cries out with the following plea at the Lord's lotus feet: when, oh when will you make me qualify to chant your holy name? Sistastika Song 3 in Gitavale by Bhakti Vinod, our great Acharya. He was a Gruhastha. He has 10 children. So we don't have any excuse that I have to take care of my kids so I cannot concentrate. Our Acharya has been so kind. So let's move to the next one. Chanting with the taste that we see Arjuna. The other thing, I will read this. It's very profound. Just listen attentively. On a day when I knew that he was taking a short nap, this is Sachinandan Swami Maharaj is talking about Srila Prabhupada. So I sealed the wall of the old castle where we were all staying and climbed on the balcony. The window to Srila Prabhupada's quarters was half open, and he was lying on his bed, his face turned in my directions. His eyes were closed. He was clearly asleep, but his lips were moving. My breath stopped when I heard him softly chanting Hare Krishna, the Mahamantra. I could not believe my ear and eyes that he was chanting in his deep sleep. In breathless suspense, I listened for some time. Then all of a sudden, one eye opened and sent a very bright, clear glance in my direction, saying, "Your time is up." I bowed down quickly and scurried away. So next day, Srila Prabhupada told Akesh that I have come to teach you philosophy. I have not come to teach you philosophy. I have come simply to ask you to chant, purify your consciousness, and realize your spiritual positions. He seemed to be indicate that one can come quite quickly to this level. I remember Srila Prabhupada when he went to the England, he was visiting. So all these reporters, they were asking, we have our own religion, we have our own practice. Why you have come? You know what Prabhupada's response was? He said, you Britishers came to India, governed our country for 200 years, steal everything from India. But the most valuable jewel that you have forgot to steal from India. So I have come to give you that jewel free of charge. That's the holy name of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this is Srila Prabhupada. So also this is a very nice thing that Niranjan Swami, in 2008, His Holiness Dharundhar Swami Maharaj, he interviewed so many great personalities in our movement. He was asking about their reflection on chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So here it is for Niranjan Swami Maharaj. Niranjan Swami Maharaj talk about quality chanting and assist initiated disciple who he think not doing good in chanting. He either have conference call or meeting in person and request disciple to slow down and request to reduce to 12 rounds a day, 8 rounds a day, or 4 rounds a day, but chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively. He says, even though you have taken initiation with vow in front of Guru, fire, deities and Vaishnava, but until Mahamantra is not chanted clearly and attentively, slow down, increase the quality. And why Niranjan Swami Maharaj does that? Because he has a full conviction that if the devotee will chant very qualities round, definitely they will increase their chanting and they will come to the 16, 24 round. But the way they will chant inattentive round, there is no way they will be able to even maintain 16 rounds. Very profound instruction. Then I have something that I would like to share, that how my life has molded with those personalities. Guru Govinda Maharaj visited, he stayed with me for a couple of days and asked Maharaj, give me simple instructions. So I'm not going to look at the slide, I'm going to share because I know from my heart. He gave me 2 instructions. He said, Syamasundara, we are holding the tree with the 2 hands. And then when calling out everybody, can you please release me? Can you please release me? And Guru Govinda Swami, Baba, release your hand, you are free. You are yourself binding your tree. So same thing in our material life. We are binding ourselves, it's not Krishna is binding us. You become free. And the second one he gave that very profound, that if you have a boat at night in the ocean, they put the anchor, so the boat want to roar. So the next day, that people has some marriage ceremony or something and they want to roar the boat. So early in the morning before it gets sunshine, they sit in the boat and start roaring. Roaring, roaring, roaring. Even the sunrise came and then they see, where is our boat? Then they see, oh, we have not even moved an inch. And then Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj says, how the boat will move because still you have the anchor. So unless we release our material attachment, our boat to cross over this material nations will not make any further advancement. So most important thing that we have to become free from the material entanglement. Ramapad Maharaj also, he said, what is danger in our life? If we have Krishna in our life, look at the life of Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Gopas. They are always attacked by so many demons, harassing them. But they never scare. Why? Because they know Krishna is with them. Our Acharya says the prominent principle is always remember Krishna and never forget him. And this can be achieved only by constantly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Kadamba Kanand Swami. I never know Maharaj that deep, but as I start listening his class, one of the examples he gave was so profound. I like it very much. Maharaj says that somebody is working on the roof of your house and suddenly he slapped. And we know that when our life is in danger, we will grab anything come on our way, right? To protect ourselves. So Maharaj says that the guy was hanging, holding the metal gutter. His leg and everything is hanging in the air. So Krishna is very kind. When he sees the devotees in the difficulty, Krishna comes. So Krishna says, release your hand, I'm there to catch you. And you know what the devotee says? Krishna, can you touch my leg so I can know for sure that you are there? How much faith do we have? Kadamba Swami is a wonderful example. Hey Baba, I'm there to, you just release your hand. But we want to make sure because we have no faith. I was reading to the book, it's very profound. Shivram Maharaj, he said, what does it mean by Shraddha? Because at every step of our devotional life, Shraddha will play an important role. You know what it really means by Shraddha? Shra means your heart and Dha means to give. This is Shraddha. If you have Shraddha or if you have faith in someone, you should give your heart. And when you want to give your heart, you know that there is no reservation. You are giving your heart because you like that person. Then there is no other consideration should come. So if we have that Shraddha in Krishna, we should give our heart. We should analyze our life. How much we are using for our own enjoyment and how much we are doing for Krishna. Look at your statistics, your financial record, or your activities of the day, or your services, and see where we stand. Shraddha is very important. So this also very wonderful. Sacinandana Swami Maharaj, in the living name, as Maharaj was saying, we can put the effort, but that doesn't mean that Krishna will become pleased. He will read our intentions, not the external thing. He will look. So there is a very nice, like if you visit the Sri Rangam temple, there are so many gates is there before you go to take the darshan of the deities. So Sachinananda Swami Maharaj says that we can open the gate, all these 4 or 5 gates that come before the deity room with our own effort, with our practice. We can push the door and go. But last door, before we can have the darshan of the devotee, that door is locked inside. You can't push it. So what it does so? That we can put whatever effort we want to put, but unless Krishna becomes satisfied with our, then and then he will unlock the door and we can have the darshan. The same thing is in the Damodar Lila, that always Yashoda Mai was running short, 2 fingers short to bind a Krishna. 2 fingers represent, one is our effort and other finger represent the mercy of Krishna. Indra Prabhu, you know, his life was glorious. He was constantly chanting Hare Krishna. If you go to the Vrindavan temple, he has the party that constantly, non-stop, 24/7 for so many years, and it's still going on. Constant chanting. So Indra Prabhu said his reflection, love is two-way street. It is not just a matter of our approach to the holy name, but rather it is a matter of Radha and Krishna being inspired to be with us. Chanting is not a matter of simply endeavoring to articulate some syllabus. When Krishna is attracted to the sweetness of our heartfelt feeling toward Him, or our heart attractions toward Him, by having determination to get His attention, then He will come to see us. He takes up residence in our heart and He dances on our tongue. Holy name is beautiful, sweetest of all. It is then very difficult for us to forget holy name, because again and again, holy name is appearing on our heart and dancing in our tongue. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has said, Bhakti Vinod Thakur explained that in the Jaiva Dharma book, all other parts of the devotional service are contained within the chanting of the holy name. So if you want to excel in any devotional practices, the base should be the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I was listening to Madhav Prabhu, the greatest Kirtaniya from Mayapur. And he was saying, he was giving a talk like he also holds some kind of a japa call or something. And he was giving an inspiration speech. And he said that to become a successful, even the book distributor, maybe Patit Pavan Prabhu can listen attentively, that if you want to become a successful even in the book distribution, you must chant the holy name attentively. Narottam Das Thakur, what he says in his prayer, without serving Krishna, I am so unfortunate. And I am in this life, I have not served Him. I am always absorbed in useless worldly activity. Everything we do in the material world is perishable. Whatever we see around us never exists permanently. Everything will go down, including our body. Everything is perishable. I am always absorbed in the usually worldly activities to collect possession, but I am not happy. Even though we work hard, who can say, raise your hand that you are happy? Even the richest person of the world, or the beautiful person, or even then in the Bollywood, nobody can say that they are happy. They are always hankering for something to become happy. That shows that they are not yet happy. I give up the nectar of Bhakti, Krishna Prem in pursuance of them. I should die. Why do I remain alive when I am maintaining my life with no real purpose in my life? This is strong words by Narottam Das Thakur. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur has given us some very defined, concise instructions for us. If you want to enter the service mood while you chant, you may like to recite this Bhakti Vinod Thakur 4 principles described in Harinam Chintamani. 1. Be in the company of the saintly devotees who teach exemplary service mood by example. Such a mood is infectious. 2. Chant in a peaceful and secluded place, in a peaceful mood. I think I can read over here. Consciously face our external distraction. Chant in a determined attitude, no matter what happens, and whatever your mind say, may concoct, remain fixed in the mantra. After some time you will see that your mind give you in the chanting. And think about the meaning of the mantra. That's what the theme that Ramapur Swami Maharaj has, and how we will become. This is very nice. It's a regular practice needed. I will read from there, I think it is easier. We can be irregular in our practice of japa and kirtan. If we want to become accomplished chanter, only regular practice will affect change inside. If we want to boil water in a kettle, we wouldn't apply a little heat and then to the pot and then switch off the electricity. And then again after some time you turn on the switch and turn it off. The water would never boil. So it would warm up a little bit and then cool off. Warm up and cool off. Each time we would have to use so much energy to again raise the temperature to where it was last time, where we switch off. The same thing is true for our chanting. If we have to do it regularly for a good length of time without any period of non-chanting. That's what the point Ramapur Swami Maharaj was saying. Our practice should be fixed and for the prolonged time. Otherwise we are doing the same thing, turn on the kettle, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, and we will be at the same. We will be in the same grade forever. We will never pass our high school in the chanting. So this is very wonderful. Let us be clear, the timeless teaching presented here will work best only if you apply them regularly and take japa and kirtan with you in life. Chant as much as possible. Chant when you are happy and when you are sad. Sing when you go to your office or when you shower. Just sing. Everything that you have obtained in this world will get stolen from you at the time of that. The safest way to obtain the wealth of Premadhana by making regular contact with the holy name and taking association of Krishna conscious devotees. You know, I would like to share, every one of us has one day to leave this world. Every one of us. And it says in the scripture, when this soul has been engaged in this body for many, many years, it has a deep attachment. It's not easy for the soul to leave this body. It says in the scripture that 1,000 scorpions will bite. That much pain we should expect before we leave this world. It's guaranteed to happen to us. Prepare for that final time of our life. Moreover, it is we can sustain that pain. But the most pain that we will never be able to take it is that we will regret at the end of the life. That Krishna has given me everything what I need to succeed in my devotional life. He has given plenty of money that I can sustain. He has given children's education, everything. Despite all this facility, I failed to create the love of Krishna. And that pain will be unbearable. Because we know for sure that we will go in another 8.4 million pieces of life if we have not acted properly. Or at least we have to come again to take the birth in this rotten material world, which is not a pleasant place to live anyway. So I think I will stop here, Chan. And anybody has any question, comment, corrections? Yes, Prabhuji. Turn it on.
Hare Krishna. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much for the class. I heard you mention that who is it? Srila Prabhupada, elevated personalities. They're chanting in their sleep, right? How do we do that? How can we develop chanting Hare Krishna in our sleep?
Not on. Oh. Our Acharya says, how we remember always Krishna, never forget, is by constant chanting. Prabhupada was always chanting. We give you the example, the disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, the Guru Maharaj of Prabhupada. He had another disciple, Bon Maharaj. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj sent Bon Maharaj to London and Germany to preach the holy name of Krishna. They tried and they came back to India. And one time, Prabhupada close, God brother Bhagavad Das Babaji was sitting, Bon Maharaj was sitting, Prabhupada was sitting, and Bhagavad Das Babaji says, what is the difference? Bon Maharaj is also the disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Prabhupada is also disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Why the Bon Maharaj failed to deliver that people in London and Germany? And why Prabhupada became successful? And Bhagavad Das Babaji revealed, only difference is that Prabhupada has the implicit faith in the holy name. With that implicit faith in the words of his Guru and the implicit faith in the holy name, Prabhupada is able to deliver the whole world. That's the difference. So if we want to achieve that goal, it's possible. Practice chanting constantly. Even though we engage in other activity, we can still be meditating on the holy name of the Lord. Krishna will give us that energy. He has unlimited potency. Impossible. It says that, when Krishna gives his mercy, impossible things become possible. The layman can climb the mountain and the dumb can become an eloquent speaker. That's the potency of Krishna. Haribol. Is it satisfying you too? Haribol. Haribol, Jai Prabhupada. Anybody has any question, comment, correction? Raju Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So it appears that somebody wants to chant. It is good to have one long session, then sessions which are broken out. So my question is related to something called Shuchir Bhut, is the term which we often use in our religion. So that means somebody has taken shower really clean, worn the fresh washed clothes,
Yes.
and then sitting for chanting, and then do a long session, then any time of the day just feel like then take the Japa Mala and chant. Would you prefer that as the best way?
Always,
Yeah.
always is better to be externally and internally clean. But as far as the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is concerned, there is no restrictions. You can chant without taking your bath. Even in the dirty place you can chant. So Mahamantra is different than other mantras. In all the Vedic scripture, all the mantra has some prescribed rules and regulations. And if you don't follow properly, there is no benefit. But that's why it's called the Mahamantra. It has no limitations. You can chant anywhere you want to chant. You can chant in any circumstances. No prerequisites that you have to be clean. If you take shower and chant it nice, properly, attentively, that's better. But it's not required.
I have one small follow-up request.
Yes.
This is not a question.
Okay.
Can you please share that experience with everyone that you sat in an office conference room and chanted, I think it's a big.
Can you repeat the question close?
Yeah, you used to sit even in one office
Yes.
and chant.
Yes.
So even when I heard that, I was like completely taken aback. Many people may not know about that. If you can, please share that experience.
Yes. I was working at the Beachland Dialysis Center, and my job was to open and clear the dialysis liquid by the state requirement. It takes like a half an hour job. I used to start at 4:15 in the morning. I can finish by 4:45. The registered nurse will take all these tests and everything. Once the dialysis is done, and also I used to have the key for that really expensive closet where we store the medicine, like the Rexall Epogen, small vial cost like $200-300. So only I used to have that. So I used to see the chart of all the nurses, what medication they have to give. So I'll give the medication. Then for 4 hours they will put. I used to sit in that conference room and chanting. One time Hari Leela Prabhu is not here, but when I tell him, he said, Prabhuji, I want to come and chant with you. I said, you are most welcome, but don't come from the front door so nobody can see. You come from the back door, and the conference room was right there on the back door. So one day he came, and we chanted for 3.5 hours. Nobody came to disturb us. And he says, Syamasundara Prabhu, you are so lucky. Somebody is paying you the money to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, and that other thing was that I was a biomedical technician, so I was in charge of making sure that all the machine worked properly. And I can share you, it's like a mercy of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, and Radhanila Madhava. I can say, and you can call my boss. I was working under him, but all the employee at the business center, they say Syam is the boss. Because he used to fix all the machine for me. He says, Syam, you just chant. That's all. So sometime when I'm on that, some nurse will come. And they were very respectful, because when they have a problem, they will come. And they said, Syam, can you pray for me? And I used to do like same Christian does. I used to hold that an amen like this, making the prayer, but Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So they always used to come to me. And when the machine break down, they used to call me, Syam, very sorry to disturb you, but my machine is not working. I said, okay. So we used to keep the 2-3 spare machines. So we just have to replace the machine, calibrate it, make sure that it functions properly. And then it's on their way. 99.9% of the time, even though they call me that this machine is not working, I have to touch the machine to unplug. As soon as I have touched the machine, it starts working. I don't have to even change the machine. And this is really truth I'm speaking in front of Radhanila Madhava. And it's like, I don't want to prolong the story, but it was a unique experience. I used to chant 38 to 40 rounds at my work in 8 hours. Because I have to spend only after 4 hours, you again do the testing, and that's it, for another 4 hours. And by the time my shift is over, I was feeling so good that this is how Krishna helped, that even you can do your devotional practice while somebody is paying you the money to do the service. That's the experience make me much more stronger. Krishna is very kind. Hare Krishna. So we have taken 4 more minutes of extra time for everyone. Thank you very much for your kind association. And please pray that I may remain fixed in the devotion and try to serve as much as I can until my last breath to the Houston community and the temple. Vanchakalpa.